Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energies for March 2021 for life path number 3. Before we get into the reading, I just want to mention this is, of course, a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. You can find my information in the description box below. Okay, so March is an 8 universal cycle. And so what we may see collectively from that energy is our themes around business, power, responsibility, money, resources, and even karma. So this is going to be a cycle where what you choose to sow, you will ultimately reap in one way or another. So be very aware of where and what you choose to invest your time, energy, and resources into. Make sure that they feel somewhat aligned for you and that you're not committing to something that doesn't call to you. This is a great time for business ventures, including looking for and obtaining work. So if that's something that you're in need of or looking to do, this can be a great cycle for that. 8 energy rules the material plane. So this can be a time of recognition, rewards, much needed sales. So if you're looking to sell a business or sell a home, or if you work in sales, you can see a growth in those numbers, as well as additional responsibility and pressure. So what I mean by that is you may apply for a promotion, get the promotion, and with that promotion will come added responsibility and pressure. So just make sure that you have the tools already in place so that you can move through and work with that additional responsibility and pressure so that it doesn't overwhelm you, okay? This can be a time where doors open and people in power help you if you ask. So you may also be the one in power who has an opportunity to help someone who comes to you. If so, do so graciously. If you believe in karma, this can be a time where karmic debts come due or where you could potentially pay them off. So if you have some kind of karma with somebody, this can be a time where those debts are paid off and you can be free of that. Or this can be a time where new karmic debt comes in that needs to be relieved. So you may see new relationships enter your life at this time where the two of you have past karma to be cleared. If a debt has been paid, you might see that materialize within the physical in some way. So such as an inheritance or a legacy of some sort. So be on the lookout for that. This can be a great cycle for reclaiming your own power back from those who have taken your power in some way, or where you have given your power away, such as with addictions. This is a wonderful cycle for reclaiming that which is energetically yours and releasing the stories which were never yours to carry in the first place. So 8 energy is very powerful, very fast moving, and can feel a little overwhelming at times. But it's like if you can work with this energy, the potential of what can surface is great. So very powerful, powerful energy. And so 3s, I pulled an animal spirit card to get an overall energy or overview of the month for you. And you all got skunk spirit. And I wish you could see the picture because it's this cute little skunk sitting on a flower. And so what it says is, know your worth. And I love that it's skunk spirit that's delivering this message, because a lot of times we think of a skunk and we think stinky and you just probably when I said the word skunk, those of you that have ever, been near a skunk or been sprayed by a skunk or smelt that odor, it can be very pungent and very intense. And so sometimes the skunk gets a bad rap. So I think, the fact that skunk is delivering this message as he's sitting on a little flower is very important, because again, know your worth. And you're going to see that theme come up throughout your reading for this month, because I think that's so important, and I think sometimes that can be a difficult thing for everybody, but especially for 3s. So just keep that in mind as we move through the energies for the month. Okay, so I broke the month down into 4 weeks. Of course, the energy is fluid and can come in, at any time, but just to kind of be a guide, So the first week of March, it's interesting because we have this energy of almost like emotional freedom. Something maybe was holding you down or holding you back, and it's like you have some kind of release from that at this time. What's interesting is I feel like it has to do with money. And which would totally make sense with us being in an 8 cycle. So for some of you, this may be more about your relationship with money, whether that's a healthy relationship or not so healthy relationship. And so this can be a time to work with that energy to get into a place that's much more healthy, because, money can be one of those things where if we have an unhealthy relationship with it, it can have control over us. And in turn, we are giving our power away to it. So this can be, again, a time where you're being asked to change your mindset around or work with your mindset to get to a healthier place around money or your beliefs about money, your relationship to money, so that it no longer has control over you, so that it no longer has power over you. Because money is an energy, and how you work with that energy is ultimately going to be the indicator for the relationship that you have with it. So if you find yourself in like a lack mentality, or one where you have a great amount of wealth, but you're just terrified of losing it, that's more of an unhealthy relationship with money. And so, you can work with a healer. There's so many resources online as far as books and classes and, just in different things. Find what calls to you to immerse yourself into, so that you can work on that mindset, so that you can get yourself out of that control of something that's not even real, right? Again, money is an energy. It ultimately has no control over you. It only has the level of control that you allow for it to have over you. So this is where you need that change in mindset, that shift in focus. And so I do feel like this sort of, again, emotional freedom. So it's almost like something comes into your awareness to alert you to where there needs to be a shift in focus, a change in mindset, a change in a limiting belief around money. And it's like you're able to see the light at the end of the tunnel around this, and it gives you some kind of emotional freedom. For some of you, it can also be, again, some kind of windfall coming in for you, some kind of that increase in sale, or maybe you sell a property, or you get a promotion or something like that, and it gives you that material freedom, right? Like that emotional freedom to not stress so much about the resources, right? So it could be that as well. But I'm really getting pretty strongly around the mindset. So if that comes in for you and you feel like you don't necessarily have a particularly healthy relationship with money, then this is going to be a time where it's very, very supported to start looking at that and to start taking steps towards healing that relationship, okay? And this can also be stories that you inherited through your ancestral line, right? It could be something that's been handed down to you through your DNA. And so this can be one of those things where it's like generational trauma around money. Again, it feels very much associated with money. So it can be something where it's like you've always believed this, whatever this is, if it has to do with lack or fear of losing money or whatever it is. It could be that, it's something you've carried with you, but you never really understood why you believed it, right? Your experiences haven't really been aligned with why you believe whatever this is. So it's something that you've innately inherited. So again, that's going to take some energetic work. That's going to take some shifts in mindsets and belief systems. And, it's not something that's going to happen overnight, basically. But I do see an opportunity for this. So again, however it comes in for you and however you can begin to, again, know your worth and fix that relationship around money. Anyway, that's coming in really, really strongly. So I know I spent a lot of time on it, but if that comes in for you, this is a call to pay attention to that. This is an opportunity to reclaim your power when it comes to money, okay? Then we move into the second week of March, and I'm getting some kind of like decision coming in for you, some crossroads that you're sitting at that you need to make a decision. And it almost feels like whatever decision you make, try to make the one that will help you to feel the most balanced, right? Or that will help the situation be more balanced, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, again, whatever decision you make, you don't want to necessarily make a decision that's going to throw you into an extreme. You're sort of aiming for something that's going to bring you back into balance. And so again, this may be a situation where you have a decision to make. Maybe someone's come to you for help and you have a decision to make on what to charge them or what to do with the circumstances. And really the call is to feel into it and see what feels most aligned for you, but to do something that's going to bring harmony and balance to the situation. So it may be like you are selling something for X amount and somebody comes to you for your expertise, but they can't afford that, but you feel called to be in service of that person and help them in that way. So maybe you make adjustments to that price to accommodate their need, right? And to be able to serve them in a way that brings balance and harmony back to the situation, while also knowing your worth and charging what you feel comfortable is a good energetic exchange. So, but I do kind of feel like when you're making this decision, when you're sitting at this crossroads, the call or the energy that's the most supportive is to make the decision that's going to bring you into the most harmony or the most balance within your life and within your situation. And so this is kind of like, it could also be like if you're on social media, and this is a very trivial example, but it happens. And so let's say you're on social media and somebody posts something that triggers you or to be inaccurate information or whatever the case may be. And so your first response is to, be the keyboard warrior and just type out this really antagonistic, really like angry response, and you're fueling the fire to that experience, right? And so the call is really to stand back for a moment, to see how can I contribute to this experience in a way that's going to bring more harmony than discord, okay? How can I find the balance? And so that may mean that you just keep scrolling and you don't respond, right? Or that you respond in a way that is not about being right necessarily, but that is about maybe putting some water on that fire, okay? So, again, however it comes in for you, but it does feel like you have an opportunity to make a decision at this time, and the call is the decision that's going to best serve you is the one that's going to find you in a place of balance and harmony, as opposed to on one of the extremes, okay? But the choice is yours. But remember, this is the time where those seeds that you sow, those seeds that you plant are the ones that you will harvest. And so you want to make sure that they're ones that you actually want to harvest. Then we move into the third week. And again, there's a lot of decisions coming up at this time. There's a lot of opportunities potentially coming up at this time. A lot of choices to be made, I'm feeling like. And it's like whatever decision you feel the most called to, that you feel most aligned with, is the one that's going to bring you the most stability, is going to bring you the most reward. Because I do feel like there's an opportunity here to get some kind of a promotion, get some kind of an advancement where it comes to money or resources or something like that. But it does feel very material. It also feels like you have, again, a lot of decisions to make. And I would say, again, feel into whatever these decisions are, whatever these choices are, and go with the one that feels the most grounded and most stable for you and feels most aligned for you, right? And the one that you see as having the most potential, because this energy is very supportive. It's very, it shows like whatever decision you make here is going to eventually lead you to this grounded stability, okay? Which I don't know if I'm articulating that in the best way, but it's like whatever choice you make here, if it feels aligned for you, then it's not the wrong decision. and it will ultimately lead you to some kind of stability. So it might be uncomfortable and it might be a little scary. So it's kind of like if you've always wanted to sell your house and upgrade or downgrade, whatever the case may be. Maybe you have a big house and you want to move into a tiny home or something like that. If it feels aligned for you and it's something that keeps coming in for you, or it feels like something that's calling for you, then that is going to be the right decision for you. And it's very supported, and it feels like it has the opportunity to move into something very grounded, very stable, very material, very physically rewarding. Let's put it that way. Okay. So don't really overthink it, whatever these choices are, because again, you're not going to make the wrong decision. The only thing the energy is asking you to do is to really feel into it and feel what feels best for you, right? Don't let the fear, don't let the outside influence change your decision. Go with what feels right for you, what feels most aligned for you. Make sure that those seeds you're planting are those seeds you want to harvest, okay? But yeah, so it does feel like whatever this is, whatever the decision is that you make has the potential to be very stable, very rewarding, and lead into something that's very monetarily rewarding as well. Then we move into the 4th week, and it's interesting because it's kind of like this energy of, oh wait, let me go back to the 3rd week real quick, because I do want to tie that in with Skunk's message around worth. This could be something where you are, let's say that you have a service for sale. Maybe you're selling your artwork. Maybe you are selling, selling your house or selling property or something like that. It definitely feels like selling something. When you're deciding how much to sell it for, it's really important that you don't sort of lowball so that to get it sold, because you're underestimating your own value and your own worth, right? So again, if this is like a service, then you have to see the value in it before somebody else will see the value in it. So make sure that when you're deciding on that price tag, it's what feels energetically right for you, and that you're not looking at it from a place of lack or unworthiness, but that you're looking at it as a space from, this is what I feel I would be happy with receiving for whatever this is, and that I would feel is fair for somebody to pay me for this service, or even what I would pay for this service, right? So if you're selling your house, what would you pay for it? Realistically, if you're selling land, same thing. If you're selling a service, what would you realistically pay for it? And then let that kind of come into play. So again, it comes back to knowing your worth. A lot of entrepreneurs especially will sort of start really small when it comes to price tag, because they don't feel worthy of the actual value of whatever that service is. And so this is just another opportunity to, before you make that final decision, go within and just check your relationship to your self-worth, and also your relationship to money, because that's going to come back into play. Okay. All right. Just want to mention that. Then we move into the 4th week. And what's interesting is, again, there's going to be this opportunity for you to get involved in something where it's like the drive is for you to be right, for you to have the final say, for you to win at all costs. And what that does is that's going to put you into an extreme. That's going to put you as the sort of bad guy, the bad girl, right? That's instigating, that's fueling the fire of discord. So I feel like that energy is there for you to become a part of, right? But you also have the choice to where, yes, that energy is present and can be sort of whispering to you to get involved, but you also have the choice to kind of go into hermit phase and say, you know what, I'm not going to get involved in this. Or if I do, I'm going to stay very neutral. So I don't know what this is going to be around, but this can also be about somebody trying to take your power through, you getting involved in a way and again, feeling those flames, or you taking somebody else's power, right? So again, it's kind of like, just be really aware of what you're choosing to participate in at this time, and how you're choosing to participate, because you're going to have the choice again to find your balance. but you're going to have the choice, because the energy is going to be present for both, for fueling those flames and needing to be right and like diving in and just roar, you know what I mean? Like, roar. Or being like, okay, I'm going to stand back. I'm going to be the observer. I'm going to stay neutral about this. And then I'm going to respond in a way that brings more peace and tranquility than discord to the situation. Okay, now this, again, this, depending on how this shows up for you, it can be a variety of ways, but it's basically the energy for both is there. It's how you choose to use it and how you choose to participate. So again, use your power at this time, but be very discerning in how you use your power, right? Are you going to use that power to, influence another, manipulate another, to validate yourself in the need to be right? Or can you use that power, that inner strength, to stand back, be the observer, and sort of be the mediator in the situation if it's called for, and to take more of a neutral stance, right? So yeah, however you choose to use that energy, but very powerful. And again, comes back to skunk spirit, which I think is so powerful, his little message of know your worth. If I could come up with one message for you all for March, it is definitely know your worth, threes. Okay, you got this. All right, take care, everyone. I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.